Thanks for joining us in Lesson 3. In this lesson, we'll explore the path that leads to freedom from anger and resentment. You'll also learn to lay the groundwork for applying the principles of tolerance and kindness in your interactions with others. Are you ready to continue your journey towards inner peace and transformation? Let's get started. The authors state, if we were to live, we had to be free of anger. The grouch and the brainstorm were not for us. They may be the dubious luxury of normal men, but for alcoholics, these things are poison. This may seem a daunting task in the beginning to imagine a life free from anger. However, this state of being is achievable as you learn to discipline your thought life. It's essential to convey to those who are just starting this journey that it's okay to be where they are. The power meets them where they are, and we too will meet them where they are. It's crucial to outgrow this state of fear by progressing in the manner of living. The authors use the term grouch to describe a person who wanders around constantly griping and complaining. By recognizing this behavior within themselves, they begin to understand how they were causing their own resentments. Have you experienced how your own complaints can become tiresome, even to yourself? It's a sign of spiritual growth when you become more tolerant of others and less tolerant of your own self-serving thoughts. But this awareness requires an understanding of the presence of God in your life. The authors also mention the term brainstorm, referring to sudden fits of rage or impulsive actions without considering the consequences. These brainstorms often planted the seeds of resentments within them. In your own life, have you noticed how impulsive actions or bursts of anger can lead to regret or a deepening of resentments? The authors are cautioning us to stay away from such behaviors as they are detrimental to a life lived happy, joyous, and free. Remember, as you proceed with step 4, you're examining what you were like. If you haven't experienced radical change, especially if you fall into the real alcoholic category, it's a warning sign that you may be shutting yourself off from the sunlight of the Spirit. The authors emphasize that the key to the future lies in this process. By examining their resentments, they began to see that the world and its people dominated them. It was their own perspective and judgments that caused their suffering. Have you come to a similar realization in your own life? The world doesn't dominate you. It's your thoughts and perceptions that do. When you can shift your perspective and view things from a different angle, your world will expand. This requires an awareness of the consciousness of the presence of God in your life. When the authors pose the question, how could we escape? They're referring to the main problem for addicts and alcoholics, their minds. You must learn to understand your continuous thought loops and the power they hold over you. The authors acknowledge that simply willing away resentments doesn't work, just as trying to will away alcoholism didn't work. They had to find a different solution, one rooted in a spiritual experience. These shifts in thought will occur as you embrace the power and enact this manner of living. By asking for the removal of judgments and becoming an instrument of healing, you can offer kindness even to those who may not be receptive. Remember, we cannot truly help someone we're judging. So instead of reacting in retaliation or argument, we aim to maintain a kind and tolerant view. This not only allows us to avoid suffering beyond the encounter, but also opens the path for genuine healing to flow through us.